In the heart of a dense forest, shrouded in mystery and whispers of the past, stood an ancient castle, its weathered stones echoing with the secrets of centuries gone by. Once a bastion of power and nobility, it now lay abandoned, its halls haunted by the ghosts of bygone eras. But among the shadows of this forsaken fortress, a different kind of presence lingered, a presence born of desperation and despair. For deep within the castle's depths, a cult of peasants had taken refuge, driven by a desperate desire to defy the natural order of life and death. Led by a charismatic but enigmatic figure known only as the Elder, these peasants delved into forbidden realms of dark magic and forbidden knowledge. They sought to unlock the secrets of resurrection, to bring back their deceased loved ones from the cold embrace of the grave. Under the cloak of night, the cult conducted their twisted experiments, their chants echoing through the empty corridors as they invoked powers beyond their understanding. They pored over ancient tomes and scrolls, seeking the elusive formula that would grant them mastery over life and death. But as the nights wore on and their rituals grew more desperate, whispers began to spread among the peasants, a sense of unease, of fear that they had tampered with forces beyond their control. Yet, driven by grief and desperation, they pressed on, their faith in the Elder and their cause unshakable. And then, one fateful night, their efforts bore fruit, or so they believed. In a blinding flash of light, the air crackled with energy as a spectral figure materialized before them, a ghost, wreathed in ethereal flames, its eyes burning with an otherworldly intensity. At first, the peasants rejoiced, their hearts filled with hope as they gazed upon the apparition of their beloved. But their joy soon turned to horror as they realized the true nature of their creation. For this was not their loved one returned to them, but something darker, something twisted by the very magic they had unleashed. The ghost, once a semblance of their lost kin, now bore no resemblance to the person they had known in life. Its features contorted with agony and rage, its voice a chilling echo of the horrors it had endured in the realm beyond. As screams pierced the night and chaos engulfed the castle, the peasants realized the grave mistake they had made. In their arrogance and desperation, they had unleashed a terror beyond imagining, a being neither alive nor dead, but something altogether more malevolent. Now, as the haunted halls of the castle echoed with the anguished cries of the damned, the cult of peasants found themselves trapped in a nightmare of their own making. And as the ghostly presence grew stronger with each passing night, they could only watch in horror as the true extent of their folly was revealed. But amidst the darkness and despair, a glimmer of hope still flickered, a chance, however slim, to undo the horrors they had unleashed and put an end to the reign of terror that now gripped the castle in its icy grasp. For even in the face of overwhelming darkness, the human spirit endures, resilient and unyielding, ready to confront the shadows that lurk within and without. And so, the stage is set for a battle of wills, a confrontation between the forces of light and darkness, of redemption and damnation. What fate awaits the cursed souls trapped within the castle's walls? Only time will tell, as the echoes of their tragic tale reverberate through the ages, a haunting reminder of the dangers of meddling with powers beyond mortal comprehension. As the cursed souls within the castle's walls grappled with the horror they had unleashed, a lone figure emerged from the shadows, a traveler drawn by whispers of the castle's dark past. With a haunted past of their own, this wanderer carried with them a knowledge of ancient magics and forbidden lore, a legacy passed down through generations. Haunted by visions of the ghostly apparition that now terrorized the castle, the traveler knew that they were the key to unraveling the mystery that shrouded the fortress in darkness. For within their bloodline lay the secrets of a long-forgotten ritual, a ritual whispered of only in hushed tones, said to hold the power to banish even the most malevolent of spirits. But as the traveler delved deeper into the castle's secrets, they soon realized that they were not alone in their quest. For lurking in the shadows, watching their every move with eyes as cold as death itself, was the Elder, the enigmatic leader of the cult of peasants who had unleashed the ghostly terror upon the world. Driven by madness and obsession, the Elder would stop at nothing to harness the power of the traveler's ancient knowledge, to bend it to their will and use it to further their own twisted ambitions. And so, a deadly game of cat and mouse began, a battle of wits and wills that would determine the fate of all who dwelled within the castle's haunted halls. But as the traveler and the Elder clashed in a struggle for supremacy, another force stirred within the castle, a force older and more malevolent than either could have imagined. For beneath the ancient stones lay a darkness that had slumbered for eons, a darkness that hungered for souls to devour and bodies to possess. As the ghostly presence grew stronger with each passing night, drawing power from the fear and despair that permeated the castle's walls, the traveler knew that time was running out. With the Elder's forces closing in and the specter of doom looming ever closer, they must unlock the secrets of the ancient ritual before it was too late. But as they prepared to face the horrors that awaited them in the heart of the castle, a chilling realization dawned upon the traveler, an unsettling truth that threatened to shatter everything they thought they knew about the nature of the ghostly presence that haunted the fortress. For the ghost was not merely a twisted creation of dark magic, but a reflection of their own deepest fears and regrets, a manifestation of the sins of the past that had come back to haunt them in the most terrifying of ways. And as the traveler braced themselves for the final confrontation, they knew that only by confronting the darkness within themselves could they hope to banish the ghostly presence from the castle once and for all. But whether they would emerge from the shadows victorious or succumb to the same fate that had befallen those who had come before them, only time would tell. As the traveler delved deeper into the mysteries of the castle, they uncovered ancient runes etched into the very foundation of the fortress, symbols of power and protection, long forgotten by the passage of time. With each glyph deciphered, they felt a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness, a flicker of light in the black abyss that threatened to consume them. But as they raced against time to unlock the secrets of the ancient ritual, the Elder's grip on the castle tightened, his minions closing in with every passing moment. With each step forward, the traveler felt the weight of their ancestors' legacy pressing down upon them, a legacy steeped in blood and sacrifice, but also in resilience and determination. Haunted by visions of the ghostly apparition that now stalked the castle's corridors, the traveler knew that they could not face the darkness alone. And so, they sought out allies among the castle's inhabitants, outcasts and misfits drawn together by a common desire to confront the evil that lurked within their midst. Together, they formed a ragtag band of warriors, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, united in their determination to rid the castle of the ghostly presence that plagued it. With their combined efforts, they began to unravel the mysteries of the ancient ritual, piecing together fragments of knowledge scattered throughout the castle's labyrinthine halls. But as they drew closer to their goal, they soon realized that the Elder's machinations ran deeper than they had ever imagined. For hidden within the shadows of the castle's darkest chambers lay a secret that could shake the very foundations of reality itself, a truth so horrifying that it threatened to tear apart the fabric of existence and unleash untold chaos upon the world. As the traveler and their allies prepared to confront the Elder and his minions in a final showdown for the fate of the castle, they knew that they must tread carefully, for the line between victory and defeat was razor thin, and one wrong move could spell doom for them all. But even as they braced themselves for the coming battle, a whispered prophecy echoed through the halls of the castle, a prophecy of a chosen one, destined to rise from the ashes of despair and vanquish the darkness once and for all. And as the traveler gazed into the eyes of their companions, they knew that the key to unlocking the secrets of the ancient ritual lay not in ancient tomes or forgotten runes, but in the bonds of friendship and the strength of the human spirit. With their resolve hardened and their spirits fortified, they marched forward into the heart of the castle, ready to face whatever horrors awaited them on the other side. And as the echoes of their footsteps faded into the darkness, a sense of determination filled the air, a silent vow to confront the shadows that lurked within and emerge victorious, no matter the cost. As the traveler and their companions ventured deeper into the heart of the castle, the air grew thick with anticipation and dread. Each step forward brought them closer to the final confrontation with the Elder and the ghostly presence that haunted the fortress, yet also closer to the truth that lay hidden beneath layers of deception and darkness. But as they navigated the labyrinthine corridors and treacherous traps that guarded the castle's inner sanctum, whispers of doubt began to creep into their minds, a nagging fear that perhaps they were not as prepared for the battle ahead as they had once believed. Haunted by visions of the ghostly apparition that had terrorized the castle's inhabitants for so long, the traveler knew that they could not afford to falter now. With each passing moment, the ghost grew stronger, feeding off the fear and despair that permeated the fortress's walls, its spectral presence looming ever closer, like a shadowy specter waiting to consume them whole. But amidst the encroaching darkness, a glimmer of hope still flickered, a chance, however slim, to banish the ghostly presence from the castle once and for all. For deep within the traveler's soul lay a power unlike any other, a power born of their connection to the ancient ritual and the legacy of their ancestors. With their companions by their side, the traveler prepared to face the elder and his minions in a battle for the fate of the castle and all who dwelled within its walls. Armed with the knowledge of the ancient ritual and the strength of their convictions, they stood ready to confront the darkness that lurked within and emerge victorious, no matter the cost. But as they reached the inner sanctum of the castle, they were met with a sight that filled them with dread. For there, standing before them, was the elder, his eyes gleaming with madness and malice, his minions arrayed behind him like a wall of shadows ready to strike. With a wave of his hand, the elder summoned forth the ghostly apparition, its ethereal form twisting and contorting with rage as it prepared to unleash its fury upon the intruders who dared to challenge its reign of terror. As the battle raged on, the traveler and their companions fought with all their strength and cunning, their determination unwavering in the face of overwhelming odds. But with each passing moment, the ghost grew stronger, its spectral presence engulfing the castle in a maelstrom of chaos and despair. With the fate of the castle hanging in the balance, the traveler knew that they must tap into the full extent of their power if they were to stand any chance of victory. And so, with a primal roar that echoed through the halls of the fortress, they unleashed the ancient ritual, the culmination of centuries of wisdom and sacrifice, now brought to bear against the darkness that threatened to consume them all. As the castle shook with the force of their magic, the ghostly presence wavered, its ethereal form flickering like a dying flame. And then, with a final burst of light, it vanished into the ether, leaving behind only a sense of lingering dread and the faint echo of its anguished cries. With the threat of the ghostly presence finally vanquished, the traveler and their companions breathed a sigh of relief, their weary bodies sagging with exhaustion, but their spirits lifted by the knowledge that they had emerged victorious against impossible odds. But as they looked upon the ruins of the castle, now bathed in the soft light of dawn, they knew that their journey was far from over. For though the ghostly presence had been banished, the darkness that had spawned it still lurked in the shadows, waiting for its chance to rise again and unleash its fury upon the world once more. And so, with a renewed sense of purpose and determination, the traveler and their companions set out into the unknown, ready to confront whatever horrors awaited them on the path ahead. For they knew that as long as the light of hope burned within their hearts, they would never truly be alone in the darkness. As the traveler and their companions emerged from the ruins of the castle, they were greeted by the warm embrace of the morning sun, its golden rays casting a gentle glow upon the world below. In the aftermath of the battle, the air was filled with a sense of peace and renewal, as if the very essence of the castle had been cleansed of its dark past. With the threat of the ghostly presence finally vanquished, the people of the surrounding villages emerged from their hiding places, their faces filled with relief and gratitude for the heroes who had saved them from the horrors that had plagued the castle for so long. And as the traveler looked upon the faces of their companions, friends forged in the crucible of battle, bound together by a common purpose, they knew that they had not journeyed alone. For in the darkest hours of the night, when all hope seemed lost, it was the strength of their bonds that had carried them through, shining like beacons of light in the abyss of despair. With the castle now reclaimed from the darkness that had consumed it, the traveler and their companions set to work rebuilding what had been lost, their hands guided by the promise of a brighter future. And though the scars of their ordeal would always linger, they knew that they would face whatever trials lay ahead together, united in their resolve to confront the shadows that lurked within and without. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the castle once again became a beacon of hope and prosperity, its halls filled with laughter and joy instead of fear and despair. And though the memory of the ghostly presence would always linger in the hearts and minds of those who had witnessed its wrath, it served as a reminder of the strength that could be found in the face of adversity, and the power of courage and friendship to overcome even the greatest of trials. And so, as the traveler looked out upon the castle that had once been a place of darkness and despair, they knew that it had been transformed into something far greater, a symbol of resilience and hope, standing as a testament to the triumph of light over darkness, and the enduring power of the human spirit to rise above even the most insurmountable of odds. And as they turned their gaze towards the horizon, where the sun dipped below the edge of the world, painting the sky in hues of crimson and gold, they knew that their journey was far from over. For wherever darkness threatened to engulf the world, they would be there to stand against it, their hearts filled with the unwavering resolve to protect all that they held dear. And so, with a smile upon their lips and the warmth of hope in their hearts, they set forth into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, secure in the knowledge that as long as they stood together, they would never be truly alone in the darkness.